So welcome. I'm going to explain what's going on. We are doing the world's first, I think, I'm going to say it is, and then someone can be mad in the comments about it later. This is the first Digimon digital card battle tournament. This is not the Digimon TCG. This is a PlayStation 1 game that came out in, 99, 2000? Something like that. And very, very excited. The game works on a kind of a rock, paper, scissors type of gameplay. It's not super complicated, but I'll explain what's going on as we get into it. If you've never seen it, you don't know what's going on. Speed Dragon deck versus Juleford deck. So I saw a couple of these decks early, but I'm going to explain what's going on as we play. So there's a turn order. People are going to have a turn to play their cards, and then someone's going to have a turn to play their cards. To Digivolve, you need DP. You just dumped a Salamon that gave him 30 DP. I think a Unimon takes 40. And you have Digimon, and you have option cards. Digimon are obviously Digimon. Every Digimon has an effect. It can be used as a support. We're going to see that in a second. So right here, you have three different attacks. You have a circle attack, a triangle attack, X attack. It's mind games. It's rock, paper, scissors, basically. X attacks are usually weaker. They do a little bit more damage. They do a little bit less damage, but they have an effect. Triangle attacks are pretty safe. They're kind of hard to counter. Circle attacks are really big. They do the most damage, but there's a lot of effects in the game that make your circle attack do no damage. So this is actually going to be interesting because Juleford's deck is all about doing extra damage to black Digimon. He's been running a green deck. It's full of black hate. Phrasing. Yeah, as you can see here, Spread Nails Unimon's X attack will set Black Gaudamon's circle attack to 0. So circle is usually the biggest attack, but it's usually riskiest. There's other X attacks that are set triangle to 0, set X to 0. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can build your deck in a lot of different ways. I always knew Unimon was racist. He looks like it. And so you can see here, everybody has a first attack. It's it's not like Pokemon where there's speed ties and stuff like that. The turn player, the person who just filled their hand with cards, gets to attack first. And then you both pick an attack, and then you both pick a support card or an option card. Support is the name given to Digimon when they're used as an effect. And option cards are not Digimon. They're things like the card in his hand that isn't Unimon. Option cards are very hard to counter, but they obviously cannot be played as Digimon, so a lot of the time they're dead draws. Cherrymon's Mist, extremely powerful card, just shuts off every single support and option card in the game. Literally, if you chose this, you don't get to... Your opponent doesn't get to use their support. Circle attack, highest power. X usually has 0. X usually has 0 to low attack, but an effect which typically affects circle most. Triangle attacks are typically, but not always, immune to X effects. Yeah, exactly. Also, it's an interesting game because when you deck out, you don't lose, but whoever kills 3 Digimon first is the winner. So you can play around with deck destruction and hand ripping, because if you can get rid of all of their cards, then they'll get into a situation where maybe they can't play a second or a third Digimon, and you only have to KO one of them. You can at any point dump your entire hand if it's your turn and draw 4 more cards. And so because of that, hand strength doesn't feel particularly strong in a lot of situations, but there are situations where having a full hand is really, really good. All right, so Toy Agumon, extremely strong card. You discard a card from your hand and you set both players' HP to 200, which is kind of crazy because it has a first attack, a guaranteed first attack that does more than 200. So in almost every situation, except one where he gets to Digivolve and heal back to full health, like we just saw there, Saberdramon plus a Toy Agumon support is an instant kill. Yeah, if you knock out a Digimon and they can't play a new one, you lose. That card that Juleford played is hacking. If you are a lower level than your opponent, you swap HP. He's just getting rid of it because now that he has an ultimate, his opponent is never going to have a higher level than him. It only goes up to ultimate in this game. Oh. Yeah, Lad has to make a decision here. He's down 2. This is a really rough matchup. But the way that this tournament works is there are 2 decks, and you have to win with both decks to win the set. So this is a situation of like one deck hard countering another one, but you know, it would be unfair to like just lose the tournament because of something like this. So there's a second deck for both players. They both got to play their second deck, and they have to win with both. So maybe Lad's second deck does really well against this. Realistically, it looks like he probably won't have to worry about fighting it because he's gonna do 1,500 damage to that poor cat. Yeah, it's first to 2. And he is going to swap it. He's going to go for a different deck here. He has the opportunity to try something different first. Here, 1 second. I'm just connecting someone. Accept. There we go. Okay. You guys have control again. Okay, so this blue deck is really interesting. I don't really know what Julford's deck does. I assume it's a very... they're both like super heavy control decks, so it's kind of interesting. First player always a name Nash. So the thing is, I gave everybody access to a memory card with everything unlocked. Because it was easier to make decks that way than like, you know, grind for 100 hours in the game to unlock everything. Okay. Oh, he loses the Cherrymon's Mist. Okay, so Penguinmon, safe pick here. Pulls up the triangle. Does a little bit of damage. Pretty good because that Dark Cape is real strong. If you have more HP than your opponent, you do... well, I guess it's not going to matter a whole lot here. If you have more HP than your opponent, you do 400 additional damage. So this is kind of an interesting situation. Yeah, Metallic Banana, very good defensive card. You cut your own HP in half, say your opponent's attack power to 0. Garurumon, just playing something. We see nothing happening there. Penguinmon just trying to survive a little bit. He can Digivolve here now. So now it's Garurumon versus Garurumon. Garurumon, extremely high HP, really low damage, but pretty good control card because as you can see, it has that 0 damage circle counter. So basically, if the opponent plays circle, it cancels his opponent's turn and does the amount of damage that circle attack would have done back to them. So there's lots of cards in this deck that force the opponent to play circle. Oh no. Kind of an unfortunate time for the banana. But he's still in it. He can heal up here. Inside you there are 2 wolves, and they're the same wolf. So we're talking control decks. I'm starting to get a better idea how that's working, given how much one-side attacks are getting set to 0. Yeah. 2 times speed? No, this is just how the game plays. We just turned off the polygon battles. There's really cool animations for every single attack in the game. But we just, we don't know how long the tournament's going to take. And we didn't know how long we were going to have to fiddle with the controls and stuff, so... Alright. Triangles for cowards. This is such a funny matchup because, like, here's where the mind games come in, right? Because they both have a circle counter. So you know circle is risky. But because you know circle is risky, you know the opponent's probably not going to press X. And because you know the opponent's not going to press X, circle's actually a pretty good attack a lot of the time. But, the counter there kind of interesting because he lowers his opponent's attack to 0, so even if he countered, he would have done 0 damage. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Yeah, you probably just get rid of the Warp Digivolve. That's a card that lets you Digivolve from a rookie straight into an ultimate, but you still need to have the DP to make it happen. So this is interesting. They both have a lot of options. Julford has a more defensive hand, and yeah. Oh, okay, so this is going to be interesting. This is the first time speed might come into play. Data copy is green speed. You can see on the far right-hand side, there's two little green arrows of its little info box. And then Dark Lord's cape is red. So that means it's going to go last when they are both played. Dark Lord's cape would be really, really strong if it... Well, I mean, it would be worse for him if it went first. The fact it's going second is not too big of a deal. Basically, all data copy does is it makes you into the opponent. It copies all their stats for one turn. So that was just like a small little heal for him. This is kind of interesting. Ooh. So yeah, Valkyremon has opponent uses circle. So if he presses X to counter, and then he uses Valkyremon to force him to go circle, it's a little bit interesting. Ooh, okay. So Julford falls a little bit behind here. This is still their first Digimon. This is how like every blue fight goes. Are they playing online? Yep. Yeah, we're playing over Parsec right now. Parsec is just a screen sharing app. And so I'm running the emulator, and they've both connected to my machine to play. Super easy to set up. Alright, so high speed disc is discard a card, your opponent does 0 damage. Not a whole lot he can do about that. Mega Seedramon has a really good effect. It's called a jamming effect. It's just your opponent's support effect is voided. Unfortunately, though, support refers specifically to using a Digimon as the like the item card. Using an option card, which is what his hand is full of here, don't count as support. They count as options. So Metal Seedramon, or that's Wario Seedramon, sorry. Really, really good against when your opponent uses a Digimon to add an effect, but it does nothing against option cards. Option cards are harder to counter. Okay, interesting. I get why he did it. But now he's in kind of an interesting situation because he can Digivolve. Alright, we get a big boy on the field. 600 damage, circle attack, and he has jamming, which is the same thing I said. If the opponent uses a support card, i.e. a Digimon, to add an effect, he can cancel it out. Very, very strong for control. Doesn't do anything here. I'm not sure why the jamming there was maybe not a great play because it's, you know, I'm gonna try real hard not to criticize any plays here because everyone's fucking around and learning this, but jamming does not work against option cards. Parsec's not bad when it detects controllers well. I've been able to play Mario Kart Double Dash with others. As long as you have a good, like, P2P connection, it's fine. It depends on your internet and the strength of your computer, but this is like, what, a 20-year-old game? Super easy to just run whatever. Okay, interesting. Attack change. Oh! Good counter attack. So see, he used the circle attack and ended up doing no damage, and now he's got like the world's biggest Garurumon on the field. Wario Seedramon has to worry a little bit. Internet part is fine, but also I'm physically far away from my friends. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? So high speed disc, very strong card, but I don't think he wants to get rid of the golden banana, and it's a 50-50 which card is going to get discarded, so he's a little bit stressed about it. Okay, 600 damage, pretty good chunk. 230, so now Garurumon can kill with circle and triangle. Wow, that is a stacked hand. Extremely defensive hand, though. Digimon has a couple of options here. Realistically, this is a situation where 99% of the time, both players are going to press triangle. Garurumon has first attack, so he doesn't need to worry about the counter. But he could potentially have pressed X for the counter, because what Golden Banana does is it cuts your health in half, and it counterattacks the opponent. So it just forces a counterattack. And so if he pressed X, okay, counterattack is set. How's this gonna work? Counterattack is set. Life cut in half. Oh, Digimon's works? That's the most fucked up interaction in the game. It's a big whatever, like if it's gonna work or not. Oh my god. So download Digivolve, you can Digivolve from any Digimon into any other Digimon. So he's gonna Digivolve from Digimon into a full health Digimon. I know last counter activation wins, but it's just super annoying. Oh, okay. So here he can force him to use triangle. And like, look, they're down to 10 and 12 cards respectively. They might not get to 3 Digimon. But the hacking. If own level is lower, switch HP with the opponent. Oh my god, we're gonna see a 1760 Garurumon on the field. He's just gonna let it happen. And realistically, because of the way this game works, he could have gone like really aggro for that. He could have dumped his hand over and over until he found hacking. So it's not like oh, he top deck, he's so lucky. It's like this game allows you the opportunity to just like get rid of as much of your deck as you want. Okay. So he's just getting rid of Penguinmon. Betamon, very good basic card. Like, very good rookie. I don't think Garurumon has a way left in the deck to Digivolve into, what did he have? Valkyremon? Yeah, this is a crazy battle. Oh, Rosemon dumps all the cards in your DP slot and your hand. Extremely, extremely strong card. It's one of the limited cards. You're only allowed to run one between the two decks. Like, you can't run one in each deck. It's one or the other, so you have to make a decision. We didn't have a lot of banned and limited cards in this, but we had a couple. It's really strong. It's one of the best cards in the game. You only get one copy of it, like, in the actual game. Okay. He's trying. Little Betamon that could. So now here's what's interesting. Garurumon has the upper hand, obviously. Betamon has some options here, but Garurumon has to play his support card first. So it's interesting to see what he'll do. Oh, he doesn't. That's right. If you have first attack, you go second. Yeah. So this was kind of a checkmate situation because Cherrymon's Miss would just turn off whatever Betamon used as a support card. He's got 2 cards left. So here's something you don't get to see very often. Oh, he's going to discard? Oh, okay. Oh, Betamon. So you can play an ultimate or a champion from your hand without digivolving, but champions are played and their stats are cut in half, both their attack damage and their HP. And ultimates are played at 1/4. So 1/4 of their HP and their attack. When I play a champion in Digivolve, because champion, it would be an ultimate at half, which is still like kind of sketchy. It's just, you know, half dozen of one, 6 of the other, you know? Okay, he does have another. Oh, so he's gonna special Digivolve, which lets you Digivolve into a different color. And so that's game. Betamon doesn't have anything left in his deck to help with. Yeah, 50 DP too. I don't think anybody really made any bad plays here. This is just, you know, you play the hand you're dealt. All right, so Julford's gonna take that one. Congratulations. I'm going to disconnect you guys real quick. All right, here we go. Okay, I got like 9 windows open. Sorry, folks. We're good. So yeah, green, red, really interesting. Red is super aggro. Green, kind of lower on the stats side, but has some interesting effects. Digivolves really quickly, which is like kind of historically not a great archetype by itself. But, oh, that's unfortunate. 2 in a row. Okay, that's more of a... This is a very, very strong opening, as we're about to see. So, the San Yanmamon, Toy Agumon combo is extremely good. For the same reason that the Saberdramon one is. He has a first attack, X attack, that does over 200 damage. And Toy Agumon sets both players' HP to 200. So here's the problem, though. You need to discard a card to do it. So he doesn't get to actually use it this turn. San Yanmamon deciding not to go for the big attack, worried about that circle counter. But he does have... Okay, this is really interesting. Oh man. I don't want to say... I don't want to say anything because I don't want to like tell people how to play their hands. Sorry, one sec. Okay, you have control again. I was... Oh. Yeah. I accidentally clicked off. That's the one problem with controller is that I can't like do anything else in the meantime. Hey! Jared Caldo, thank you for the follow. Very kind of you. So that Magnadramon in hand is really spooky. And the reason it's really spooky is that it has an X counter attack. So basically shuts this deck down. It basically shuts down San Yanmamon's instant kill option. There are other ways around it, obviously. It's not like a foregone conclusion immediately. But yeah, yellow decks have incredibly strong support effects on their Digimon, and they have just like complete ass, like actual stats. Gatemon's so good. This is kind of an interesting play here. He's going to change his... Ooh. He changed his opponent's specialty, so now 8mon can't Digivolve into Metal Greymon. Kind of curious what's going to happen here. 8mon has first attack. Clear Agumon's in a little bit of trouble, but Like I said, those really strong effects mean that gambling is usually pretty good when you're stuck. That's another thing we haven't really talked about yet, is that on top of having just a handful of cards that you can use at whatever point, we've seen it a few times, but there's a thing called an all or nothing gamble where you can literally top deck the card from the top of your deck and play that as a support. Sometimes it just doesn't apply at all, it's just like a dead effect, but you can do it. Sometimes it's really detrimental. Alright, big damage. Ooh. Yeah, Metal Mamemon doesn't have an effect. Hyper aggro going pretty good. Dumping his hand. He needs something strong here. He's looking for something that can carry him to victory. Okay. He's going to Special Digivolve into Sanyanmamon. Special Digivolve makes the Digivolve cost of the Digimon 20 less than it is normally. So Sanyanmamon costs 20 DP, so that's why he was able to play that for free. Okay, interesting. So he has to decide what to do here. He's got 2 cards left. It is a tough decision here. So, Toy Agumon can't be used when, again, there's no cards in hand. Oh, no! 2 in a row, he gets nothing off of it. And there's the 850, big damage. Amon is really good, yeah. Cuts off the luck variable, but not entirely. There's a decent amount of luck, but it's mostly, like, mind games on top of everything else. So, Zephyr taking game 1. I think this is a really good deck. If I was to have entered today, I would have had a very, very similar deck to what Project L is running. Damn, he's bricking, though. This sucks. You can cut off the luck aspect, but you can also just, like, brick like crazy. He needs to make a decision here. Does he want to have El Toy Agumon in his hand, or does he want to have Toy Agumon in his hand? El Toy Agumon is, if you have 1 or less cards in your hand, your opponent's attack goes to 0. Really, really strong. This is crazy. So download Digivolve, lets you Digivolve from any Digimon to any other Digimon. It also gets rid of the downside of playing a card at half health. Fuck. But he can get rid of, like, so much HP immediately. Oh, no. All of that. Oh, man, it happens. Oh, well. We go next. Everybody gets free fights. This game released before 3, yeah, I think so. 7-6 deck. Interesting. Ooh, a Ruramon. Ruramon has, I think, the lowest HP of any rookie. Pretty good X effect. It's the first time we've seen eat up X, or eat up HP. It's basically just a heal. However much damage that does to the opponent is how much it heals. What could this name mean? Was this the work of Sephiroth? Okay, Penguinmon, on the other hand, one of the bulkiest rookies. You can see, like, 670 HP to 420 is pretty big when you can do, like, 300 damage. Devil's Chip, Hacking, and Cherrymon's Mist were all limited cards. You could only have X amount of them shared between your 2 decks. I think Hacking and Cherrymon's Mist are 2 each, and Devil's Chip is 1. You can't get into your Discord at the moment. As long as you're responding in chat, it's fine. Oh, actually, it won't be me. I gotta figure out how to get you the connection code. Oh, you know what? I'll DM you on Twitch. I'll DM you the code to get in. Yeah, I'll whisper you. I'll wait till this is over just because he has keyboard control, and if I click off something, it's gonna fuck everything up. Okay, so he put X to 0. Both players get plus 600 attack, but Penguinmon's going first, so he's gonna do a huge chunk of damage. This is the problem with a lot of option cards, is that they are very, very powerful. They're really, really hard to counter, but they can be a dead draw. It's unfortunate. Okay, Sukaimon, the generic, like, good stuff, Dark Rookie card. Pretty solid. It has kind of low... Like, if you compare it to Penguinmon, like, it just, like, looks worse in general. But it has a pretty good triangle attack. 200 damage on triangle attack is really good because it makes stuff like Toy Agumon, like, shine. But it also... It has, like, a really bad effect. And, like, it has a really bad effect as, like, its support card. But it's one of the best black support cards. Because black support cards are, like, inherently really, really shitty. It's, like, their biggest weakness. So Sukaimon's is X attack plus 200, which is fine because you get to get rid of a lot of powerful circle attacks that way. But it puts your other 2 attacks to 0. So if you use it as a gamble and you used anything other than circle, you just basically lost a turn. I'm just here for vibes, hell yeah. Yeah, Devil's Chip is really, really messed up. It's both players get plus 600 attack and you have to discard some cards from your hand. But you only use it when you have first attack and you're going to get the kill anyway, so it doesn't really matter that it gave your opponent extra attack unless they have something in hand that stops you from, like, you know, they have a counterattack card or something. Then it becomes kind of sketch. Shellmon, interesting, really high HP. Very similar to Garurumon. Marine Angemon is a card that I, as a kid, thought looked, like, horrendously ugly because the little, like... The little M mouth it has, the little kitty mouth, I thought that was a nose. And I thought the choker, like the gold bracelet around its neck, or I suppose you would call a neck bracelet a necklace. I thought that was its mouth, so I thought it was going like blah on the card. And now you're not going to be able to unsee it either. Oh shit, we got a counterattack. He tried, he went for circle, he got counterattacked. Okay. It's in a pretty good spot. Jungle Mojimon has embarrassing stats for a champion, but it has a really good effect in that if you have a rookie card in play, it just boosts all other attacks by 300. Just not great if your goal is to go into him as a champion. You don't want to see him played. You want to see him used as a support. I foresaw the first strike plans being a problem if a deck was allowed to. Yeah, so that was the problem, is that you would basically get 2 kills for free in a lot of situations. Okay, interesting. So he went for the circle counter because even with Jimojimon, that was the only card that could kill it. Or the only attack, sorry, that could kill it. So Sukaimon did some damage, but when you Digivolve, you go back to full health. So he survived, and that's all he needed to do. Sukaimon's gonna be fine here, though. Snow Agumon really funny. X attack power to 0. But, you know, Shellmon has 1 attack here that can kill. And so now, yeah, the decision is, if he plays this, Snow Agumon is guaranteed. But if he doesn't play it, maybe he'll still use Snow Agumon. Sukaimon might use Circle, but if he uses Circle, he dies. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, he did go for it. Okay. Yeah, so the mind game was real. He gets to do 200 damage because his went after Toy Agumon's, or Snow Agumon's. I see what you're saying, Dark. It's just extremely risky. You do a little, but that's the beauty of this game, right? Is that the mind games are there. You can be risky. You can just play crazy shit. Alright, we got some decision making here. Does he want to dump the hand? He's not going to dump the hand. Kakatorimon is really funny. It doubles the opponent's HP and sets their attack to 0. He's just going to dump one of the Warp Digivolves. He doesn't need that. So Shellmon, still in a situation where only one attack can kill. Sukaimon doesn't have a big difference between Circle and Triangle and X, all things considered. So it makes sense for him to just keep pumping away at X. They both go for X. Sukaimon's in a little bit of trouble now. Next attack will kill it, but he did get to do a good chunk of damage. Will I be doing more tournaments? That's the goal. I didn't even get to play in this one. I'm really happy I decided not to play because of all the like little technical issues we've been having. You're usually just pressing X on Suka. Kakatori support is mental. It's really funny. There's a lot of good use cases for it. But it's more so, it's just like, it's a pretty strong champion as well. It's one of the riskiest all or nothing gamble cards for green. But like this is fine. You give him 500 HP and you survive, it becomes your turn next turn, maybe you can Digivolve, right? This is honestly one of them, yeah. So he gets to do 200 damage. So it really only, it ends up being 390 that he healed. And look at that. He's got Phantomon. He can Warp Digivolve into Phantomon. Phantomon, crazy card. He does have to worry about that hacking, but I don't think he's too stressed. He's got Cherrymon's Mist, which just cancels any support card. Eat up HP, huge eat up HP with Sukaimon. He can heal 500 in one hit. It becomes kind of awkward now, but there's a lot of mind games here, because hacking will swap Shellmon and Phantomon's HP at any point. So does he use it? He can't use it preemptively, because it's just going to get Cherrymon's misted. But if he doesn't use it preemptively, Sukaimon is also, like, really spooky. So it's tough. It's tough. I think Phantomon has the advantage here, even with hacking. Kakatori 4 times plus hacking would be funny. Yeah, exactly. There's shit like that. Love this game. Happened to come across your YouTube video about the tourney. I got really excited about this. So if there's another one, definitely try to participate. I would love to participate in one as well, brother. But for the time being, ! Discord. You can join the Discord, and there is a DCB matchmaking role. We're going to be playing some. 300 damage to eat up HP is hella good. It's crazy. I think it's like the second best in the game. I think the only better one is on... Oh, no, Venom Myotismon is Nature Hate. Oh, this is... Okay, so he went for the gamble. Interesting. So now it's an extra mind game, because it's like, do I go for it? Like, what do I do here? He's not going to use Sukaimon. Interesting. Eat up HP is set. Okay, so he's just going to steal 300 HP. And then he's going to take 340 damage. So minus 40 life. Pretty good for him. But he still has the hand control here. He can't go into Blue Marimon yet, I don't think. I think it costs more than 30, right? I think it's a 40 DP. Oh, it's only 30. Okay, so now hacking doesn't work. But he has X to 0. So now it's like, do I use Eat Up HP? Do I go for big damage? Very interesting. Very, very interesting. It's regular Myotis. Okay, thank you. Yeah, regular Myotis is like, is it 400 or like 300 or something? It's like really, really big. This is pretty sick. I love this game, man. Oh, they both went for circle. Okay, so Phantomon unfortunately runs into like the one card that counters him. There's a decent amount of X to 0 stuff, but it's a little bit rare. Now Phantomon's in a little bit of trouble because Blue Meramon has the effect card in hand that sets X attack to 0, and then he can also just not use his own X attack, get the KO. This is pretty curious. There's a lot of stuff going on here. He doesn't really want to dump the hand because he knows that he can probably get Phantomon online again soon. I think that's his thought process. He's like, I'm going to do a little bit of damage, I'm going to die, and then we'll do it again, baby. We'll do it live. Blue Meramon not having circle defense is good for a Sukaimon. This one is likely a hard counter than the other X to 0 ultimates too. Yeah, for blue for sure. I don't think there is another one that is blue. Okay, so this is big. He's gonna discard 7 cards from his hand and set his attack. No! Oh my god. He dumped 7 cards from his hand. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. He was gonna do a huge heal there. And then, Otamamon out of nowhere. Oh no. That's an insane top drawn, yeah. Oh my god. That's DCB, baby. Holy.
Hi, Daddy. I'm dying.
Oh my god. That's so unfortunate. That shit happens, though. That's, you know... I've lost against the computer that way. It sucks. Okay, we got blue on the top. Heart of the Cards influencing other card games. This is the most Heart of the Cards game, for sure. Okay, so, Mutant Digivolve, really cool. And this deck is sick. I was looking at this deck in the deck lists, and it's all about just playing ultimates, and then Mutant Digivolving into other ultimates. What Mutant Digivolve does is you get to Digivolve to a Digimon of the same level, so it's pretty cool. And also, you have like data copy to just like get rid of the penalty you would have on HP. Data copy plus Crash is sick too. Crash is a thing we haven't seen yet. Crash is you set your HP to 10 and you do the same amount of damage as whatever HP you had going into the round. Or like whenever you attack. So if your opponent attacks first, it lowers your HP by 200. It's however much HP you have when the attack goes off. Crash, very hard to counter. That's why a lot of like X counterattack is really strong. Because Crash decks are pretty fucked up. there's a lot of really strong Crash cards. Oh, no! Oh! Okay, so he's gonna do a little bit of damage. They're both living, Livin, but Gizamon is hanging in there. He could Digivolve if he wants. I don't know if he's going to, though. This is an extremely powerful control hand that he has. Fire Alter changes the opponent's specialty to red, and then as you can see, Gizamon's X attack is Fire Foe times 3. So he'll be doing 450 damage with that X attack. Garurumon, opponent uses Circle. Probably the least effective card in his hand right now because Gizamon doesn't have any Circle protection. Data Copy gonna keep Jirumon alive though. It's just gonna copy Gizamon's stats as they stand. And then his goal here is to try and survive one turn and then Mutant Digivolve into something at full health. It's a really cool deck. I think, unfortunately, this is just kind of like a turn. I'm trying really hard not to like influence people's play here, but I mean, They're gonna hear me talk, right? Digimon, I think this is just kind of a dead turn. You're gonna do some damage, and then he's gonna potentially, you know, just go back to full health ultimate after this. The hand is really strong, though. Yeah, I was talking in the Discord a little bit. I saw a couple of decks that I was like, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but it seems sick. And yeah, this is definitely that. Okay. So, Jiramon, full health, here we go. Well, it's not going to be Jiramon. He gets to decide whether he wants to play Lilymon or if he wants to play Brachiomon. Brachiomon has just an astounding amount of HP. 2,300. I think there's like 3 cards in the game with more than him, and 2 of them are like effectively like ultra boss monsters that are meant to be like extremely powerful, but they cost like 70 DP to go into. Brachiomon doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is just like a huge stat stick. And it's great for a deck like this because you can just like chill, you stay alive, you run out the opponent's deck, and then you warp Digivolve, or Mutant Digivolve into something else after. Yeah, if you want to check, let me know. Because I know Diaboromon and Apocarimon are higher. I think Venom Myotismon is higher. Okay, he's going into Lilymon. Lilymon, very low HP ult. Similar to Phantomon. Like, it has an eat up HP, doesn't do a ton of damage. It's a little bit more offensive than Phantomon. Phantomon's a little bit more defensive because it relies on the eat up HP more than anything else. Imperial Dramon's just 1900. 1900 is still really high for an ultimate. Most stuff is like around 1400 to like maybe 1700. And so it's interesting that they did it that way. So there's stuff like Lilymon and Rosemon are both considered ultimates in this game, but Rosemon's stats are significantly higher. Flagmon and Omnimon 2 are both higher. Okay. Okay, so the Beetle Jewel lets you attack first and awful. Oh no. Lets you attack first and it makes your attacks do 100 more damage. This is kind of interesting. Metal Sea Dramon here, not great, but like very much a what are you gonna do situation. And that Warp Digivolve, or Download Digivolve, means that the next Digimon he draws, he can just Digivolve into them for free. Nothing has more than 900 damage. Only 1900 health is still a 3 HKO. I mean, Diaboromon is what, 970, and Apocarimon is 990. Oh, okay. How does this work? Digi-devolve. You, oh, yeah, okay, so he's gonna be doing the same thing. He's gonna be trying to stay alive. Digi-devolve lets you, like, go back down to the previous level, and it doubles your HP. So, he's in a situation here where Penguinmon, kind of hard to kill to begin with, and then, he can Digivolve into something like Garurumon, and then as soon as Garurumon's about to die, he can go back down to a 1300 HP Penguinmon. But yeah, this is a classic combo, Penguinmon and Garurumon. Garurumon sets the opponent's attack to circle, and Penguinmon has a circle counter. So it canceled Lilymon's attack, did 650 damage to it. Very strong, like, early game combo you can get when you're playing against the PC. Apocarimon has a lot of HP, most in the game. And yeah, it has the strongest attack and the strongest HP. And Crash, which is insane. It's like, oh. It's easily the strongest Digimon in the game. It's just that, you know, you need to cheat it out. You can't get to it regular style. It costs 70 DP and it's an ultimate, so you're often spending like over 100 DP on it. Oh, jamming support. Oh. Really good top deck. Gonna do a good chunk of damage there. Alright. So now, he's at a pretty good spot. The multi-ultimate deck has a lot of cards left in the deck, though. After this, we have one more in our first round, and then I'm going to get the 2 loser rounds to play off stream. This is a Swiss, so everybody's going to get to play 3 times. But, you know, it'll speed things up once we know how the matches are paired up. No effects on the board for the multi-ultimate deck. Opponent uses X is like fine, but Lilymon's not in a position to force its opponent to use X right now. I can see why he's apprehensive, because Gizamon plus the Fire Altar is pretty good. It's been like 30 minutes per game and setup. I mean, setup has been the biggest time sink. The matches have been like about 15 minutes for the set for the most part. But yeah, per game and setup has been about half an hour. As we do this more, it'll become a little bit more streamlined. Like, this one was already like way easier to set up than the last 2. Okay, he's gonna change specialty. Force X attack, eat up HP, counter attack is set. The nice thing about Fire Altar is that it changes your opponent's specialty, but it also lets you draw a card. So in a situation like that where he didn't have a great hand, and he knows he's not going to get to draw before his opponent attacks again, it gives him at least one more option. It being another Gizamon's not great, but it might be great going forward. Like, Gizamon with Gizamon in hand is pretty good. Machine Dramon sighting, yeah. Okay. Counterattack is set. Didn't do anything, but that was really the only play he had. He could have gone for, like, Circle, I guess. But Lilymon was never going to press eat up HP there. Okay. So, kind of interesting. Is he going to do it? He's not going to Digivolve. Okay. Interesting. So, with Gizamon in hand, he gets the KO here. Does he? Yes, he gets the KO here. Even with data copy, there's not really much that the multi-ultimate deck can do right now. With setup being more solid, won't be as rough. Yeah. Actually, no. No, actually, yeah. Oh no! Oh, he needed that. Oh man. Well, didn't see it? Well, no. If he played data copy, he's still gonna take 900 damage. It didn't matter what he did. Him not playing data copy was good, because it would have just been a waste. So now here's where card counting comes in handy, because you need to know how many of each card you have left in your deck. It's very much like a, do I dump my hand and find something else, or do I just try and hold on for 2 turns? And I think he can hold on for 2 turns. Crash is really good here. Ooh. It won't be enough, though. This is kind of sketch for both players, because the multi-ultimate deck is playing with the house's money, right? It's up 1, it has tempo. If it loses a unit here, it's not the end of the world. And if it kills Digimon, it wins. Can you view your trash? No, you can only see the top card of the trash, which makes it very funny. And great for me, because I feel like people would be checking their discard piles constantly. Play Golduck? This is pretty interesting. The crash is potentially really spooky, but the thing is that Digimon does not... He's not able to force his opponent to use Circle, because if he used... Oh, okay. Yeah, if he used Garurumon, then he'd be looking at 740 damage, so that'd be spooky. Alright, he survived it. He's in a great spot right now. This is going to be a pretty interesting situation for Digimon. Okay, we get the Digivolve. He's holding on to the special Digivolve so that if he wants to go into Metal Seedramon, he'll only need 20, or he'll only need 30 DP. Rosemon very strong in this situation. Get a huge boost if your opponent has more than 1,000 HP, and Garurumon sits at 1,100. Reverse 7s. Ooh, this is a sketchy situation. If he plays reverse 7s, he will get access to another Warp Digivolve. It is one of the last 7 cards in his discard. Reverse 7s takes the top 7 cards of your discard pile, puts them back in your deck. But what does he want to do here? They can see each other's hands. Yep, you can see your opponent's hand. 10? Was it 10? It was 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's more. Yeah, maybe he dumped another hand first. Yeah. Okay, so he's in trouble. But we will get to see the multi-ultimate deck a second time if he loses this. Ah, he's hoping. Alright. Not much he can do here, unfortunately. Does he crash? Does he just GG? That's so BM. Okay. It's fine. He can't. He's not in a situation where he can lose this. It's game over. But what? Why are we slow playing, folks? Come on. Hey, Defmos, thank you for the gift sub. Very kind. Alright. Good games, folks. We're going on to game 3. We'll get to see the multi-ultimate deck again, and we'll see the first deck that Remy was using again. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, that's pretty funny, though. Alright, Tsukaimon plus Jungle Mojimon. Pretty good opening combo. You get 460 damage circle attack, or X attack, I should say. Seven, 6. You gotta do it like this. 7, 6. Upside down hands. Say goodbye to Warp Digivolve, yeah. Metal Greymon is actually really fucked up in this deck. Holy. Just play the ultimate, just get 500 extra damage. That's so cool. That's such a smart way to build a deck in a way that like I had literally never thought of. I'm so excited to play more games of this. Okay. I apologize for the 2 players who haven't fought yet. I just really want to make sure everyone gets a chance to show off their decks on stream. And if somebody like loses 3 times in a row, they're probably not gonna get to be on stream. So I just want to, you know, after this first one, everyone's gonna get to play again right away because I'm gonna get everybody else to set up their games. And then once everyone's more like comfortable with Parsec, going forward, I think it's going to be most games played off stream, and we'll just pick some if we do this again. I would love to do this again. I hope everyone's enjoying it. I know it's going by a little bit slow for the players, but at least we've got a bunch of fights happening on stream. I'm not, like, I'm cognizant of the issues that arise with tournament organizing. Having a blast? Thank you. I'm glad you're having a good time. Seeing all these decks was the appeal, I think so too. Showing stuff myself now that I figured stuff out? Yeah. Well, we had just a little bit of a learning curve getting it all set up the first time. This is what I was worried about for him though, is the situation. Oh my god, here we go. Rosemon. Download Digivolve into Rosemon. And now he's bought himself a lot of time to just, you know, start setting up the rest of his stuff. Shogun's Order is a really strong card. That's another one that was limited. It just sets both players' attack power to 0. So if your opponent has first attack, you basically cancel out the turn, and then you guarantee that you get to go first before they get to attack. So what we're seeing here from the 7-6 deck is he's buying himself a turn, and he's going to try and Digivolve next turn to keep the Sukaimon alive. Or, you know, maybe just do a chunk of damage. Have this game on your PS1, never played it? It's sick. It's really good. It's one of, I think it's the best card game on the PlayStation 1. Okay, we're just gonna see a big chunk of damage. He's gonna steal some HP, but not before he takes 540 damage. Eat up HP only steals up to the maximum damage that you dealt to the opponent, so he only heals 100 there, but now he's in a great spot. He's got he's got Mutant Digivolve ready to go for when Rosemon gets low on HP. It's very different from the physical TCG, yeah. Is the Digivolve that he used limit 1? Download Digivolve, yes. That's limited, and then in our tournament, that was limited to 1 total between both decks. So you could choose one deck to put Download Digivolve in, but you couldn't put it in both decks. Digimon digital card battles better than Forbidden Memories? Forbidden Memories player? Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. So, interesting situation here. The circle attack will kill, but Sukaimon has that circle to 0. So it becomes a question of, does Rosemon risk it? Huge, huge advantage in tempo swing if it actually lands. But, you know, there's always the fear. And then Sukaimon only does 80 damage less with X than its strongest attack. So it's usually not too stressed to just press X and chill. Limit number between both decks. That was yours, yeah. That was a really good idea. I came up with like a very basic, like, let's play with 2 decks that don't have any of the same Digimon in either. And then everybody else was coming up with all these like sick other ideas. It was really cool. It felt nice to like not have to come up with a rule set on my own. Are you only hear about this now? Well, you're hearing about it now. We're definitely going to be doing it again in the future. Conquest is slightly different. The Conquest is an idea where you enter a tournament with a bunch of different decks, and that your goal is to win with every deck once as you like advance. But this is just like you win with 2 different decks. Not trying to act all high and mighty. Oh, brother, I didn't think you were. I don't think anybody got that vibe. I think we're all good. No Mutant Digivolve. Machine Dramon, extremely, extremely expensive. But first attack on the horizon. Huge healing potential here. Sukaimon's got to do something. All ultimates is such a crazy way to play, man. I love seeing like bonkers decks pop off. That's a good play. It's gonna buy a turn. Rosemon's gonna have 1,000 HP, but not really the end of the world. Do 240 damage, so it really only ended up gaining about 250. So there's no Warp Digivolves left in the deck, I don't think. There might be one more. I don't know if he put 4 in. 4 would be a lot, but... The concern here is that without a KO, he has to worry about maybe that next card he draws is another Digimon he can dump to get into Machine Dramon. Probably could use work, but the innovation is amazing here. I mean, yeah, we're making decks from base principles here. We don't have anything to build off of yet. We knew Bird and Bug deck was good. That's Penguinmon, Garurumon, and then Toyagumon and Sanmon. We knew that was strong. And we knew Crash decks where you just play like Apocarimon from your hand to crash for 680 damage were really strong. And then we knew Control was strong, but we've seen like 100 other options already. Like, some of this stuff is stuff I never would have come up with. Charmamon pretty good there. At least he got some damage out. Charmamon doubles your opponent's damage and halves their HP. But now he's got to worry about someone doing 980 damage with a 2,400 damage Crash. Oh, shit, man. Oh, no. Yeah, you gotta discard this hand. You need a game winner. Oh, and there's the ult. Oh, the warp. Yeah. Unfortunate. Alright. So, GG's, folks. I will post this in the Discord, so everyone else can see it. Honestly, the problem here is that everybody's gonna have to message you... Sorry. Everyone here is gonna have to message you to get game set up. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I know it's... Okay, yeah, you're fine. DCB matchmaking. Let me upload a file. This is Ludo's mem card. Okay. Bruce. And then Julford versus... Sorry, guys. I keep having to, like, alt-tab, and it's fucking up their game. Doing a million things here, sorry folks. Can you just take the downtime and build the decks on your save? No, he has it. The problem is that because he's not in the Discord, unfortunately. You can get to Discord in about 20 minutes from now, just not sooner. Okay, so that's fine. If that's the case, then I'm gonna have you and Remy play on stream after this. Got idea on the tourney? I think the game has a lot of potential and some depth. Yeah, it's really fucked up. We figured out the sport card chain order, by the way, if you want to know. The way this works is that, you know, there is the color. So blue is faster than green, green is faster than red. If you have first attack, yours goes first if it's the same color. And option cards are always faster than support cards. So if it's a Digimon effect, it's always slower than an option card of the same speed. We had to do some testing to figure it out, but we figured it out. Alright, I'm trying to set up the other games off stream right now while this is happening. I'm not getting any notice from anybody. I think everybody's fell asleep or something. Where's my OBS? There's my OBS. There's my Chippy. Got to play this some more in hopes of understanding it well enough to beat. Sick. Smiley Bomb. 820. Mommymon's a really good ultimate card. Okay, so I forgot to free up enough space to record this, so I will have to download the VOD from Twitch, unfortunately. It's not a big deal. Just means that I can't get rid of the background music, but I mean, that's not gonna matter, because I'm gonna leave the games up as is. I'm just gonna edit out all of the downtime. There's quite a bit of downtime. DM Zephyr was trying not to clog up the server. It's fine. That's what the thing is for. You can do whatever. I don't care. Alright, so Mamemon, First Blood. As long as you guys are figuring it out. And if you're not, then, you know, that's fine. Never been able to get past Flame City? Really? That's pretty early. It's a sick game, though. I almost, like, I think it would be funny to, like, have, like, a turn clock. Like, just set up a thing. It's like, you got 15 seconds to do your turn over and over again. Make it happen. But there's no way for me to, like, I guess I could, like, force them to, like, make bad plays. These guys aren't playing slow. I'm just thinking about the future. Okay, so Mamemon got first kill. Only has 60 HP left. A lot of DP on the board for both players already. He's trying to decide if he wants to go into Icemon right away or chill. He's gonna go into it. But we got a pretty good board state for Mamemon. His hand has some good control. Take control and push a random button after 20 seconds. That would be pretty funny. That'd be sick. Just like the hand of God, just like over the game. Like, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. It's like the moon. I'm the moon from Majora's Mask. Recall having trouble with Flame City as a kid before? Pretty good. It's there's a couple of cards in there that are like kind of hard to deal with because, you know, red is so offensive. Oh, all the Mamemons, eh? Special Digivolve there would not allow Mamemon to go into another ultimate. Alright, what do we got here? Big damage from Greymon here. Metal Greymon. Not real Metal Greymon. From fake-ass Metal Greymon. Gonna be able to do a huge chunk of damage. 1300 damage. Oh, both players go... Okay. Oh my god, 1900 damage. Oh boy. Okay, Mamemon takes another life. And the hacking doesn't even work here. That's so crazy. Oh my god. Yeah, very strong hand. Really hard to play around this because he has the circle counter, which stops his opponent from using their circle attack, but San Yanmamon's effect is that it forces the opponent to use circle. I never thought the Flame City was super hard, but I think it's pretty universally agreed on that the second town, like the Igloo City after that, is like a pretty like extreme jump in difficulty for no reason. I remember as a kid losing a bunch of times. Alright, Icemon number 2, here we go. So this is kind of interesting. X counter obviously not going to do anything because you can't counter 0. Devimon as a kid? On the trail? Whatever, steep path? So yeah, that's 270 damage, and then he gets first attack next turn. Oh my god. He can... What a control hand. Circle to... Force the opponent to use circle on Garurumon. Force opponent to use circle on San Yanmamon. 500 damage. This is tough. He needs the heart of the cards here. He needs like a go first or something. What's he gonna get? X attack to 0. Ah, well. Okay. So Ichikiwi, or Ichikiwi, takes game number 1. Interesting hand. Yeah, I can understand why he wouldn't want to dump it. Ooh. Okay. So this is very similar to a deck I was planning on running. Betamon, very, very strong in this deck because Apocarimon can just crash. The same way that Juramon can, but Apocarimon has so much HP that even cut in a quarter, it's still almost 700. So that's a 680 damage attack on first attack. Real spooky. And then Betamon's thing is that if you have less HP than your opponent, their attack goes to 0. So you set your HP to 10, and then you just keep swinging. It's spooky. This is like actually a perfect opening hand. So the crash is gonna pop off here. This is the deck I was originally planning on bringing because I thought it was like the strongest thing I could make. Still yet to see if that's the case. He's in a little bit of trouble. Madoki Betamon also strong in Crash deck, yeah. So yeah, he can play Betamon here to get a free turn. But he can't get the kill, so it's like kind of awkward. He doesn't have anything to get the kill. And then Golden Banana is good because it cuts your HP in half and counters attacks whatever the opponent was going to press. But even if he counterattacks Machine Dramon's circle attack, which he'll never press because he doesn't have to, it like doesn't do... He's going to take 130 damage. Is he going to Digivolve? No, he's going to hang out. So Apocarimon is really good for just giving you early tempo, and then Betamon is really good for stalling out the opponent to try and get another really good hand after it. This deck's so sick, man. I was worried we were going to see a lot more of these, and the fact there's only one is really cool. There's only 1 or 2 decks that are like kind of similar. There's a couple of blue control decks. Golden Banana. Just gonna chill, take a little bit of damage. So it forces a counterattack. He takes 130 damage there. He gets his other Madoki Betamon, but it's too defensive. He has to hang out. Chainsaw, really, really good. Triples your damage and sets your HP to 10. His HP's already at 10, so tripling damage is enough to kill. Golden Banana is better here. Machine Dramon can crash. Yeah, but it's like, do you want to go out on your shield that way? Like, set your own HP to 10, and then it's your opponent gets first attack next turn. There's a lot of things to consider in this game. Oh my god. What a top deck. Brachiomon setting the opponent's circle attack to 0 after he boosted it to 700. Oh, Machine Dramon lives it. He's hanging out. Alright. Wow. Crazy opener. So we're both on the board. He's trying to see who he wants to Digivolve into. That was brutal. Okay, we got Rosemon on board. Rosemon really strong. Bunch of Crash cards. He can go into Tankmon. He's got Data Copy, too. Yeah, what a top deck indeed, man. Holy.
I want to play video games.
I have no idea what is happening.
Hey, Lucidity. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll try to explain it. This is Digimon Digital Card Battle. Running a tournament right now. I'm neither of these people. Each card has 3 attacks: a circle attack, a triangle attack, and X attack. X attack is usually weak but has a special effect attached to it. Triangle attack is just kind of regular. And circle attack is very, very strong. This is not universally true, but like that's the general gist. Circle attack is usually the most damaging attack, but it has more cards that counter it than triangle or X. There's lots of cards that like set your opponent's circle attack to 0, stuff like that. Watch your video about this, but I'm too stupid to remember. See that Nash at the bottom of the screen? Refuse to believe you're not one, if not both of them. I'm playing both. Oh, the double eat up HP? Not really necessary, but that is huge. Data Copy just sets your stats to your opponent's stats, and then when you explode, you know, you're guaranteed to have enough damage on the board. The thing about Crash decks is that if they get First Blood, they're very hard to stop. They're super, super momentum based. If you can kill their first guy before they get to Crash, you're in a really good position. And if you don't, then it's tough. So yeah, Solarmon's X attack is Crash, which is do damage equal to your HP, and then set your HP to 10. 10 is the lowest it can go. Sounds like an aggro deck? It is, yeah. Yeah, Crash is like the most aggro archetype in this game. Ooh, that would have been great. El Toy Agumon is a great effect. It's set your opponent's damage to 0 if you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand. I'm just filtering this through my understanding of the FFTCG. Oh, yeah, okay. That's very, very different. This is like the most unique TCG there is. You get to see your opponent's hand at all times. You can just play a card from the top of your deck face down if you want to gamble. The mind games are crazy. There's very little like combo pieces. There's no like long strings or anything like that. Everybody gets the exact same number of turns per turn. Like the same number of actions per turn. Okay, Jiromon's gonna get the kill. Alright, we're going to game 3. They did the funny thing of adding 0 to all the numbers, but it makes stuff like half HP weird. Yeah, it rounds... Oh, I don't remember how it rounds. Does it round up? If they have like 210 HP and it rounds down, they go to 110, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Okay. So the Crash deck versus a deck that has a lot of control. Interesting. Has a lot of X to 0, which is kind of funny because Crash already is set to 0. X to 0 is a really interesting effect because, you know, X is usually the weakest attack. And so what it does is it sets up an interesting situation where you can kind of force your opponent to play X if you think they're trying to... Like, for example, play Otamamon, who has an X attack where it sets a circle attack to 0. So you can kind of force their hand to play X, and then you play your big attack. It's just a lot of mind games. It's super fun. Icemon is X counter, yeah. Yeah, my bad. It's X counter, not X to 0. So the way that works is that it just straight up counters the amount of damage Crash would do. X to 0 kind of... situational, but X counter is very, very strong. Okay, so Solarmon gets first attack, but Otamamon is a big, big tanky boy. He's not going to get KO'd by the crash. But he does need to worry about that the stuff he has in his hand. Not quite yet, but next turn it's going to get a little dicey. Hacking swaps your HP with your opponents if they are a higher level than you. So going into Icemon is like spooky right now. This is a really, really interesting situation to be in. It's not cut and dry. There's no like, this is the one right answer. If Otamamon hits circle attack, he's going to do a good chunk of damage. He'll stop his opponent from crashing. But then he guarantees that he dies next turn. If he digivolves, well, I guess he doesn't guarantee he dies next turn because there's the effect of reduce opponent's circle attack to 0. But there's a lot of gears grinding right now. A lot of things in motion at the moment. Betamon is just such a good... you don't get to play the game type card. He's just going to get rid of the other Solarmon. It doesn't do anything, but it does give him an extra space to draw next turn. Okay, so big damage from Otamamon here. Solarmon will be able to survive the next turn because he has Betamon, which is if you have 200 or less HP, opponent's attack goes to 0. Oh, that's interesting too. Toy Agumon's effect is that you set both players' HP to 200 and discard a card. Interesting. He has an extremely good hand though, so it's weird because it's like, do I want to dump one of these very, very good cards to get the KO here, to get tempo? It's tough. I don't know if there's a right answer here. Because the discard is random. If he loses hacking and then Icemon comes into play next turn, he's in a lot of trouble. If he doesn't lose hacking and Icemon comes into play next turn, he basically, I think, guarantees the win. Like, it's going to be so hard to come back from. Betamon is really safe here. We'll just stop Otamamon from doing anything, and then he still has to worry about... Oh, Crash is interesting, yeah. Self-destruct. So he's going to get the KO. His data copy just copies your opponent's stats. Crash, even though it was set to 100 damage, that's overridden by the effect. Such a dicey situation to be in. Wow. Big control here. This is where stuff like the Seadramon cards, or like the Metal Seadramon and Wario Seadramon that have strong jamming come into play. Jamming is one of those things where I think the more we play this, more people are gonna like rely on it, because jamming stops Digimon support. It's just that against the PC, you like almost never need to use it. So because of that, it's like it's underutilized, or it's like underappreciated. I love my 20-minute Yu-Gi-Oh combos, but I also like simple card games. Yeah, this is very simple. It's mind games. It's just trying to play around what the opponent's going to do. The second one, oh my god, and another data copy. So he has first attack. He's seeing the speed difference. Toy Agumon has a green speed. So he's going to set both players' HP to 200. Marine Angemon also has a green speed. I don't want to say how that interaction is going to happen because it will color how this works, but I do know what would happen if both were played. I don't want to be the guy like explaining. I'll explain afterwards. But I did actually explain it a little bit earlier how that exact interaction would play out beforehand. Because the fear here is that if Marine Angemon goes first, it's plus 200 HP, and then Toyagumon goes next, and it gets rid of the HP. Or does Toyagumon go first, and it sets it to 200, and the Marine Angemon adds 200 back in, which would save him from dying to circle attack, triangle attack, and it would save him from dying to everything. So the unfortunate thing here is that Marine Angemon would have gone second. The turn order is, it looks for speed. If it's a speed tie, then whoever was going first, whoever has first attack has their effect trigger first. So Toy Agumon would have gone first, and then Marine Angemon would have gone second. It would have given him 200 additional HP, and then we would have been rid of the world's strongest Solarmon that we currently see. Him going into Icemon here is sketchy, but I do understand why he's doing it. He's like, I'm going to go into Icemon, and I'm going to hope I can get into Marine Angemon and get rid of whatever HP I got to deal with. But it, or rather use Marine Angemon or an all or nothing gamble. It's tough though. Because hacking is going to give Solarmon 1140 HP and put Icemon's HP to 10. I think this is probably a better version of the deck I had dreamed up. Ah. Well, that's game. EC's gonna win that one. So congratulations, guys. I like Earth spelt without an A because of the character limit. Scorched Earth. That's like, what is it, Primal Rage? They spell Earth U-R-T-H. Okay, so dumping the first hand. Wow. He doesn't want to dump everything. Garurumon thankfully has enough HP that he can kind of hang in there for a turn or two. But yeah, this is it. Both of these players won both their matches. This is the top cut. The other matches are happening off stream. We'll take a look at them if they're still going on afterwards. I was in a longsword tournament where my opponent got me DQ'd, then kamikaze to the guy who won. Sick. There was we were running a Smash tournament once, and Mistake was one of the people playing. Mistake ended up being one of the best players in the world of Smash 4. And this was like the second tournament he had ever been at, and like he was already like super good. But he eliminated someone to make top 8, and then he's like, I gotta go home, bye. And then like... So it's so funny to just deny another person to get top 8 and then go home. He didn't have enough time to finish it. Okay, that's kind of what he was looking for. It's probably not the best use of download Digivolve, but at least he's got something. He's got to think about it. Apemon pretty good in this situation. Has huge damage. Gigantic triangle attack for a champion. Which is really good in this situation because, you know, Tentomon has a good X-Zero. Tentomon's one of the strongest rookie Digimon in the game. All of the, like, Digi-Destined guys... Ooh. Okay, so not huge, but he did get first attack, so it's a good chunk of damage. That's what Ninjamon does. But yeah, Tentomon, Gabumon, Agumon, Palmon, Biomon, they're all really strong. Gabumon, Tentomon, and Agumon all specifically kind of hit the same top breakpoint of like 380 damage on their circle attack. Agumon has like way less HP than Tentomon, but he actually has an effect. Tentomon and Gabumon, who have more similar stats, do not have effects. They just are there to be a big beat tank, or a beat stick, I should say, and then be fodder for Digivolve points. 11 Insectoid Mons. There's a lot of really good bug Digimon in this game. Grand Kuagumon is fucked up. He has 800 circle attack, 700 triangle attack, and 600 X attack. I think it's the strongest X attack in the game. But he has no effects on anything. It's just he's impossible to counter. Like, you can't play mind games around him. Grand Kuagumon's sick. He also has no effect, which seems like it would be bad. But it ends up being pretty okay because Dark Digimon are just like full of bad effects. Okay, so he played Preemptive Cherrymon's Mist there. Cherrymon's Mist turns off the support of whatever the opponent uses, guaranteed. But the downside is that if you play it preemptively, they know you're gonna, like, there's no point in them playing anything. But he needed to do it. It saved him, because Real Metal Greymon just boosts your attack by 300, and that would have been enough to kill him with the circle attack. But he survived. He gets into Metal Mamemon, or regular Mamemon, I should say. Gonna do a good chunk of damage regardless, but Ninjamon's going down. Metal Mamemon with the bug in hand, pretty spooky. Grand Kuagumon has a long history of being in top tier in games. I like Grand's design, but Grand Kuagumon is consistently strong. Yeah. Hercules Kabuterimon is kind of okay. The regular line of all the Tentomon cards don't actually have effects. They're just huge like beat sticks. The Kabuterimon he's got in hand right now also doesn't have an effect. But yeah, it's got Hercules, Kabuterimon, Grand Kuagumon's in it. Okuamon's not in it. That's who it is. There's one guy who's not in it. Okuamon's not in this game. Big recovery there. That recovery chip is if you have less HP than your opponent, you recover 700 HP. So... good chunk. Okuamon's design is top tier. I love Okuamon. He's got 2 cards left in his deck. Oh, this is dicey. No, that's actually fine. Yeah. Okay. So, just... cranking out the Mamemon hits gonna take game number 1. We're going to game 2. So many oh my god, the double Betamon opening with... what an insanely powerful opening hand, man. There's plays here. Dio Tamamon's actually in a pretty good spot, all things considered. He gets first attack, so Crash isn't really that scary. Because Crash is just whatever your HP is at the time of using the attack. So he's not going to be able to do 500 damage with Crash. But he does have that big 350 circle attack too. Solarmon being a legend, yeah. Current TCG Insectoids are bottom tier, rip. Ooh, interesting to not go with Pyeldramon. Yeah, I think Pyeldramon's the play here. Oh shit, okay, well, it didn't end up mattering. But, it's unfortunate that that chainsaw is gone now. Okay, Dio Tamamon. Ooh! Wow, that would have been crazy. That would have been fucking insane to have as like the next card in his hand. Okay, so 680 crash damage. Dio Tamamon can't really stop it, but the thing here is that, like I said before, having the... oh, interesting. Okay. Having the first kill against Crash is really strong. Okay, this is great for him. I was expecting the Greymon, but I can understand not using it because you're going to take some damage here because of the Betamons. There really hasn't been any plays where it's like, oh, that was stupid. Like, everything I've seen where it's like, if it wasn't the play I would make, it's completely understandable. Everything has... It's the problem, man. You don't know what your opponent's going to pick. It's not like Pokemon where they have an attack, and they're going to use that attack. Okay, 240. Puts him at 240 again. But now it's kind of interesting, because he cannot use Circle here. He's in trouble if he uses Circle. Apocarymon has a great hand. But he is fairly limited in what he can and can't do. How active is the scene? You're looking at it right now. We got 8 people to sign up, and I was very excited about it. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting case because X for Candlemon is fine here. Beetle forces him to play something, where otherwise he wouldn't play something. The future might join, seems fun. So, yeah, Betamon will go second here. He didn't use X! Oh, I know he was afraid of using the data copy, but I guess it doesn't matter. He's still in it. Okay, so he's got Greymon. He's gonna go down to 200 HP, but he does have first attack. Or, potentially, we see a data copy. This is pretty... Oh, this is spicy, dude. Oh, well, actually, it's not that spicy. Real Metal Greymon in hand. I did not notice. So he's just gonna play a card to do 650 damage to Greymon. It's fine. Went 2 versus Remy. GG's. So everyone got to play at least 2 matches. We had 2 DCs, but everyone got to play. That's nice. They both pressed X. That's so funny. I get it though. I do get it. Okay, this is interesting. Because Special Digivolve gets rid of the bonus, but you can't go ultimate to ultimate. Like, it gets rid of any downside. I just think he was like, I don't want to get rid of the X counterattack I have in my hand. Okay. So Applecarrymon has one safe attack here, which is triangle. Spooky. It's nice being able to talk about, like, the attack choices after they've already picked it. I don't want to, like, influence anyone beforehand, but now it's like, if he presses triangle, he's fine. He went X. Interesting. So he did press triangle. This is so sketch. Oh my god. He's dumping his hand. He's looking for something big. What's he looking for? He's got something in mind. This is something you can do. This is for tournament. This is for tournament point. What was he looking for? Oh, wow. That's it. Crash Deck wins. Congratulations, Easy Kiwi. You are our first champion. Very sick. Appreciate everybody hanging out and playing. I thought Crash Deck was going to be strong. Crash Deck, we only saw one. Want to show off the other deck on stream? I mean, I don't think anybody made bad decks. I think every deck was pretty solid. There's nothing I saw that was like, that's like fucked up and bad. There was a lot of fucked up and good. But we love fucked up and good.